Welcome to a story of courage, mind, and fire. This is not a fairy tale. This is not just history. It is the journey of a woman who learned how to survive when the world tried to silence her. Maybe you feel something like this today. You try, you study, you dream, but people doubt you. They push you back. They say you are too weak, too different, too small. But listen carefully. Strength is not born. Strength is built. Today, you will not only practice English with calm and clear sentences, you will also learn how a young woman became one of the most powerful leaders in the ancient world. Take a slow breath, relax your body, open your mind, listen and speak with me. Let's begin. Part 1. A dangerous beginning. More than 2,000 years ago, in the bright city of Alexandria, a girl was born into royalty. Her name was Cleopatra. She was born in a palace, but her life was not peaceful. Her family was full of tension. Power mattered more than love. Brothers fought brothers. Sisters feared sisters. Every smile hid a secret plan. From childhood, Cleopatra understood something important. If you want to live, you must learn. While other girls were taught only manners, Cleopatra studied deeply. She learned languages. She learned numbers. She learned how people think. She learned how leaders speak. She could talk to Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, and traders from far lands. Her words could open doors. Her voice could calm storms. But inside her heart, she also felt fear. The palace was beautiful but dangerous. One wrong step could mean exile, prison, or death. So Cleopatra trained her mind like a shield. Knowledge became her armor. Repeat with me. Knowledge protects me. My mind makes me strong. Part 2. Losing everything. When Cleopatra was still very young, her father died. The crown of Egypt suddenly became hers. But she did not rule alone. She was forced to share power with her younger brother. At first, she tried to be calm. She tried to be fair. She tried to lead with reason. But the people around her brother feared her intelligence. They did not want a queen who could think. They wanted a queen they could control. Slowly, quietly, they pushed her out. One morning, Cleopatra was no longer in the palace. She was in the desert. No guards, no throne, no safety. Imagine this moment. A queen without a crown, a leader without a city. Many people would cry. Many people would quit. But Cleopatra did something different. She planned. She said inside her heart, "This is not the end. This is only the middle." Repeat with me. When I fall, I plan. When I lose, I rise. Part 3. The bold return. At the same time Cleopatra was in exile, a powerful Roman leader arrived in Egypt. His name was Julius Caesar. Cleopatra knew something important. She could not return by force. She had no army, but she had intelligence. So she created a brave idea. One night she hid herself inside a large cloth bundle. Her servant carried it into the palace as a gift. When the cloth opened, Cleopatra stepped forward. Calm. Confident, focused. She did not beg. She spoke. She explained her story. She showed her vision. She used her mind, not fear. Caesar listened, and in that quiet room, Cleopatra's future changed again. With Caesar's support, she returned to the throne, not as a victim, but as a leader. Shadow with me. I use my mind, not my panic. I enter calm and ready. Part 4. Power and pressure. Cleopatra and Caesar worked together. They shared plans. They shared influence. They shared respect. Soon, Cleopatra became stronger than before. She ruled Egypt with balance. She protected trade. She supported learning. She built stability. She also became a mother. Her son became her hope for the future. But power attracts enemies. In Rome, people whispered, They feared Cleopatra's influence. They feared her intelligence. And then everything broke again. Caesar was killed in Rome, betrayed by men he trusted. Cleopatra felt shock, but she did not freeze. She returned to Egypt. She closed her heart to panic. She opened her mind to strategy. She remembered something important. You cannot stop storms, but you can learn to sail. Repeat. I cannot stop life, but I can guide my path. Part 5. A New Alliance. After Caesar's death, Rome changed. New leaders rose, new conflicts burned. One of them was Mark Antony. He heard stories about Cleopatra, not only about beauty, but about presence, mind, leadership. When Cleopatra went to meet him, she did not arrive quietly. She arrived with vision. Her ship moved slowly on the water. Light reflected on gold. Perfume filled the air. Music traveled with the wind. But her greatest power was not decoration. It was her confidence. She spoke clearly. She listened carefully. She connected deeply. Antony saw not just a queen, he saw a partner. Together, they dreamed of a strong Egypt and a stable future. They built trust. They built family. They built ambition. Say with me, I attract with clarity. I lead with presence. Part 6. The final test. But history is never gentle. Rome wanted control. Another leader, Octavian, moved against them. The final battle came at sea. Ships cut the waves. Steel flashed in the sun. Hope fought against fear. But strategy failed. Confusion spread. Their forces weakened. After defeat, tragedy followed. Antony believed everything was lost. His heart broke before his body did. Cleopatra held him in his final moments, not as a queen, not as a symbol, but as a woman with courage. She understood one last truth. No one would decide her dignity for her. She chose her ending with control, not fear. And with that choice, Cleopatra became more than history. She became legend. Cleopatra's life teaches us powerful ideas. First, your mind is your strongest weapon. Learn every day. Grow every day. Second, when you lose position, do not lose direction. Plan instead of panic. Third, your voice matters. How you speak changes how the world listens. Fourth, protect your dignity. Never let others define your value. And finally, you do not need a crown to lead. You lead every time you choose courage over comfort. Now breathe slowly. You practiced English. You trained your mind. You strengthened your voice. Come back. Shadow again. Speak again. This is how progress grows. Thank you for listening. See you in the next story.